Parents in Scotland were utterly furious after they paid for what was called a Willy Wonka experience that proved to be anything but. We've got the video of what this experience looks like, and I'll let you decide if it's magical and or delicious. But before that, you should know that they were promised a lot. They were promised extraordinary props, oversized lollipops, and a paradise of sweet treats, which sounds like literal heaven to me. So from their website, they have a bunch of little panels of what you can expect, all of them generated by AI, if that's not clear. So an enchanted garden with giant sweets, vibrant blooms, and a chocolatey experience. Keep that chocolatey experience in mind. It seems pretty core to the Wonka thing, doesn't it? They have an imagination lab, which has visual spectacle, mind-expanding projections, and optical marvels. It's a realm of creativity. And then they have the Twilight Tunnel, okay? A dimly lit passage adorned with captivating projections and enigmatic sounds. I will remind everyone that if you recall the Willy Wonka movie, I don't think anyone should want to go into that tunnel, but whatever, it was advertised. So that's what they were promised. What did they get? Well, buckle up for this.
What is that? It's the unknown.
Okay, so we're gonna give you some pictures as well, but that's the unknown. That is the villain of the Willy Wonka experience, because now they're just adding characters to it. You can't deliver like more than one big lollipop, but you can add a generically named guy in a spooky ghost mask. He apparently is an evil chocolate maker who lives in the walls, which is legitimately kind of horrifying. I'll give them that.
Before we continue with the story, we depend on members to keep on going. Don't wait. Click join now on YouTube.
But I want you to bear in mind that while they got the unknown, they got no chocolate. We're gonna show you some pictures as I go through this. But just imagine taking your kid to the Willy Wonka experience and they don't get a single piece of chocolate to eat. That doesn't count anymore, okay? If I go to Harry Potter Land, you better believe I'm getting a mug of butter beer. And if I go to Willy Wonka, give me some chocolate, man, at least one kind. So anyway, this is what it looks like. You know, there's some props, I guess, kind of. It's weirdly austere for a land of pure imagination. In this next shot, they just, I guess, printed some of the AI images and slung them haphazardly on the wall next to a TV with no image on it. And then there's this, which I think really just sells the experience. It's like, I guess, potions class if you were tripping on toad toxin. But anyway, none of this is what the kids were expecting, I don't think. And early on, the experience was canceled. Local police were called to the scene because people felt so thoroughly conned by the experience. Sharon, what do you think? How do you think your kids would have responded to the Willy Wonka experience?
I mean, it was not an immersive experience, okay? And that is what was promised. I think probably the reaction from some kids who were, their sugar had been depleted in anticipation of this, the levels. And so they were about to go off. The police needed to be called, not just for the refund, but because think about what this does to people. When you're expecting, you can almost taste it, and you're gonna probably have all the chocolate your heart desires. And you show up and it's AI and a bouncy house, and one weird guy dressed up as some kind of character who probably doesn't even know he has to be the bearer of bad news. This is crazy. It wouldn't have been good, I can tell you that.
No, and look, I don't know what people expect of these experiences. I went to one, not Willy Wonka. I went to the Stranger Things experience in LA. It was pretty cool. They took over this whole parking structure and you drive your car through. It was COVID times, and there's like scenes from the movie playing out, and there's props, and eventually they had some original footage of the kids doing stuff for it. Like you get kind of your money's worth, but this, man, you didn't even get like a wall to lick with like fruit on wallpaper or anything. You didn't even get to like crawl into bed with a couple of geriatrics that have been there too long, even though they can apparently walk and they choose not to, when mom could really use some help. Like there's so much that they could have done for this, and instead it's what it is. And I don't blame the actors. They were hired to do this. In fact, on Threads, I saw the guy who played Willy Wonka at this has a whole video explaining how weird the experience was. And he is very self-deprecating in it. You should definitely look that up. But I feel bad for the parents. I feel especially bad for the kids. I hope that they did not like lower their blood sugar in advance because there was no sugar to be found once they even got there. I just really feel bad for them.
I do too.
Anyway.
It actually is a police matter as I think more and more about it. Okay. The bait and switch. Okay.
Yeah.
The refunds. Some people still haven't gotten their refunds. So perhaps it is. I understand the police have big crimes to solve and things to do, but I think it is actually a police matter in this case.
Yeah.
Solve
Financial
this
crimes are still
mystery.
crimes. Yeah. I didn't see, by the way, the dimly lit tunnel, but I hope that if any of the parents and kids did see it, they did not enter it because in this particular place, I don't know what would have happened. The unknown might have been lurking in there.